we're live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 7 with Chad Marvie.
I'm Chad.
Another Sunday. Hi. So I think we have one family cooking with us currently. Not sure if anybody else is joining us, but we're just going to dive right in, okay? Because even though we're doing just a simple 3-ingredient marinade today, we're going to try to show you how we use that with 2 different kinds of protein. We're doing salmon from frozen state, like I promised in the invite. And we're also going to do some pork ribs with the same marinade, okay? And of course, we do have the egg drop soup.
Okay, so I see Wang Sambilay, I see you are with us on Facebook Live. So it's okay.
Samsung, I don't know who Samsung is. Please identify yourself. Let's admit whoever Samsung is.
Maybe that's Becky.
I don't know.
Wang, if you could just ping us on Facebook. Let us know if you're cooking along as well. Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm not sure, Mikael, do you see Samsung on the waiting room? If you guys are not familiar with 7 with Chad Marvie, this is a live cooking class that we hold every Sunday.
Yes.
And we do have people cooking along with us real time, okay, simultaneously. So, hi, Samsung, whoever you are.
Yeah, so in case you're wondering if you're on Facebook Live, you know, you see those 1-minute clips that Marvie sends out on Thursdays. We usually disclose what we're cooking. That's the new way that we're doing it in 2021. Marvie talks about what dishes we're cooking. And if you're interested, we'll send you the ingredient list and the Zoom link. So you can actually join us and ask us questions live as you're cooking with us.
Correct. Otherwise, you're welcome to come and just watch. I think like some people are doing today. All right. So we're going to start. The very first thing we're going to do, and we want to show you, will be the ta-da!
Salmon.
The salmon from frozen state. Okay. Oh, it's Daddy, all the way from the Philippines.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Dad. Welcome, welcome.
Please mute yourself as well.
Say
advance
hi to our parents.
happy birthday to my brother, Vincent. He's celebrating it on the 20th.
Oh, okay. Well, advance happy birthday. But here we go, everyone. Salmon fillet. Last week, I don't remember what day, I showed how I do this from frozen state without having to defrost it, because a lot of times, a common excuse, okay, for us not cooking is this: we forgot to thaw our meats, correct? Whatever it is, chicken, pork, salmon, every time I forget to thaw it, there goes my plan to cook. It's my most, I think it was my most common excuse, right? I don't remember, but that's very frequent for me. So today I will show you how, with the Saladmaster cooking system, you don't even have to thaw. Now, let me ask you, for the people who are cooking with us, Roy and Julie, what are you cooking with us today?
What meat are you using?
What meat are you using?
Salmon and chicken.
Okay.
Oh, you're doing 2 different things as well.
So for us, we're doing spare ribs, pork spare ribs, also frozen, and salmon.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do, Roy and Julie. The chicken, you do it in the E-asy because it will take a little bit of a longer time to cook. All right. We're doing our ribs in our skillet, our electric skillet. We're doing the salmon in the regular 9-inch covered skillet, which you also have. Okay. But we're only doing 2 fillets. If you're doing more than 2 fillets, Roy and Julie, then you might want to use your 9-inch covered skillet. But you'll do it on your stovetop, okay? Because you're like us, okay, then you can do the 9-inch like we are. Cool? So this is so easy, you all. Watch. In whatever it is that you're using on the stovetop with the salmon fillet, here, honey, in the invite, I said, it's very simple. 1:1:1. There's only 3 ingredients. What are they? Your soy sauce of choice. In our case, we're doing liquid aminos. Ta-da! And then, what's the second one? your maple syrup, but it has to be pure maple syrup. You can also use honey if you prefer to use honey. All right.
Can they use sugar?
But yeah, they can also use sugar, but I personally prefer the maple syrup. Okay. Even with bacon, I like maple. The maple cured honey bacon, right? Whatever, but maple, everything maple I like. So this is the second one. And then the third will be your garlic. Okay. And then in our case today, I'll do both powdered or granulated garlic and fresh garlic. I'll use one kind each for the marinades, just to show you that you can actually get away with using garlic or granulated garlic or powdered ones, okay, if you don't have the fresh ones. So with this one.
So I see FedEx is in the driveway. Do you need me to go there and accept it?
Oh.
We have some
yes.
packages. So I need
We
to
have some Saladmaster
FedEx
packages that's coming in for our inventory, you all. So my hubby needs to exit and receive it because it's quite a bit. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. Roy and Julie, in your 9-inch, or whatever it is you're using for your salmon, you simply, first of all, just mix your soy sauce, your maple syrup or honey, and your garlic, whatever kind you're using. So in our invitation, I did say for a couple of pieces of salmon, up to around 3, you can do away with 1/4 cup. So we're doing 1/4 cup of liquid aminos or your soy sauce. Here we go. 1/4 going in. Look at how simple this is. I'm not sure if Tuwanda has ever done this with us. And then the same amount of your maple syrup going in. All right. And ta-da! I'm actually going to use here granulated or garlic powder. Okay. The same amount? No. You know why? Your granulated or garlic powder is actually like a concentrated form of your fresh garlic. So you can use just 2 tablespoonfuls or half of the fresh, okay? If you were to use 1/4 cup of fresh garlic, then you use half of that in the granulated or garlic form, okay? Tiwanda, are you taking note for your future reference? I'm picking on you. So I'm doing just 2 tablespoonfuls because I'm doing granulated garlic. All right, ta-da! Lots of garlic. There you go. And then you simply give that a whisk. I'm gonna whisk it. Julie and Roy, there you go. Do you see that? It's so simple, only 3 ingredients. Now, here's a tip. Roy and Julie, if you want to break, because I know Julie told me she does not necessarily like anything sweet in her viands. So here's how you break the sweetness, okay? For every 1/4 cup of this ratio, so if you're doing 1/4 of it, like 1:1:1, I would advise you to break the sweetness a little bit. Add a tablespoonful of vinegar. Julie, just a tablespoonful. Here we go. I'm adding it to break the sweetness and add a bit of tartness. Ta-da! There you go. In it went. All right, do you see that? And now we'll simply add our frozen salmon. Mikael, can you please turn the camera over here to the front so I can show them? Here you go, honey.
Okay.
Look, this is completely frozen.
I'm back.
He's back.
Hi to Vanny. Thanks for joining us. I think it's your first time to join us, right?
Hi, Vanny.
And then I'm also...
Look, completely frozen salmon. I'm going to use my Saladmaster shears. You know, this is phenomenal. It can cut through chicken bones and it can cut through
Careful.
Frozen salmon. Ta-da! Clean. Did you see that?
That's what I used to cut our ribs earlier.
There you go.
Frozen.
Here you go, honey. You want to do the other
Sure.
one?
Hi to Layla Nadal. Thanks for joining us. And I saw someone else earlier. Sandra Beltran, Luz.
Hi, Sandra.
Luz and Basil, hello. And Ginny. Ginny, long time no see because of COVID.
Ginny Tan?
Yes, we haven't been able to meet.
Hi. Ooh, and congratulations to you. I know you just retired recently. So do you see this? Look, we are not even defrosting our salmon. We are cooking this straight from frozen steak.
You can see the ice
right?
on the sides.
There you go. Now we just want to make sure, honey, that our salmon touches the bottom of the pan, Roy and Julie. So if you need to cut your salmon a little bit small into smaller pieces, you might want to do that. All right.
Okay.
There. So Mikael, can we please spotlight? Let's show them that our salmon is completely touching the bottom of our pan. Here we go. Do you see?
It's inside to the bottom or meat side? Inside?
Yes. Yeah, meat side.
Wait, what?
Meat side.
Meat side. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about your chicken, right?
No, I'm talking about the salmon.
Your salmon meat side, yes. If it's your chicken, then it's bone down.
Okay.
Here we go. Just to make it so clear. Do you see this? All right. We laid out our salmon that's frozen that way. And then, as always, we are going to just use medium heat on this one. And we will wait for that clicking to start, okay? So if you're not familiar with the Saladmaster way of cooking, whenever we close our lid completely like this, we get a baking effect, all right? So that's how we're like cooking and kind of like defrosting our salmon all at the same time with our lid completely closed over medium heat on our stovetop. Perfect.
I do have a question. So
yes.
If there's skin on the salmon, maybe that's what they meant. If there's skin on the salmon, should it be skin down then?
Yes.
Sorry, Roy. If there's skin on your salmon, then it's skin down.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. I got confused by the meat side because I also see bones in our salmon.
Yeah. Oh, you're using salmon with skin. Okay, yeah. Skin side. So that's a very good question because here, I want to tell you, whenever we're cooking meat, even when we're trying to fry our chicken that's thighs, you always start with the side that has something else on it that makes it harder to cook. So whenever we do that with our chicken, that's why we do bone side, because it's harder to cook the meat by or around the bones if it's bone-in type, correct? So it's the same thing with those salmon or whatever else whenever there's skin on it. We always start.
Apologies, I thought it was like that because our salmon has like meat and just meat, and the other one has like
a it's skinless too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
anyway. Ours is skinless.
Okay.
Perfect. Sorry about that. So there you go. Our salmon is going.
Okay.
All right, over medium heat. The next thing we're gonna do is our
ribs.
Ta-da! Our ribs. So all we're gonna do in the EOC, as well as for you, Roy and Julie, you would want to bring up your heat to 400 degrees. For us, it's going to be 425 because we have pork ribs, all right? And the same exact procedure. We're simply adding together and mixing together our marinade straight up, okay? So the same, 1:1:1 ratio, but this time, because how much honey do we have? We have about double the amount of salmon that we're cooking in the ribs. We are going to do half a cup. Okay. So 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. There you go, honey.
Okay. So do we change places? Oh, you'll do the marinade. You can
do
the
marinade.
marinade.
I can do the marinade. Here we go. Let's do half a cup. And just like what I did with the salmon, to break the sweetness a little bit, I will add a little bit of this apple cider vinegar. But I will always say this. I don't typically do that. Honey, do you want me to add some vinegar or do you like it the same way that I used to do it?
We can add some vinegar, yeah.
All right, he wants to break the sweetness as well, like Julie. So I will oblige. So how much vinegar do we add to this? Because it's half a cup in the ratio. We're gonna add 2 tablespoonfuls, hon.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. 2 tablespoonfuls of vinegar.
Hi, Stacy, Holly. We miss you too. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Stacy. Here we go. 1, 2. I remember Ron really liked the salmon that I made this way. One time when we did dinner over at her house. I think you were with him, yeah? So anyway, so here we go. And then we need 1/2 cup of fresh ginger. So see, this time I'm showing you how to do this with fresh ginger. If you rather not fresh ginger, why am I saying ginger, honey?
Garlic.
Fresh garlic. All right.
So actually, I won't measure it, but this is already 1/2 cup. Okay.
Okay, so we run out of time, so we didn't even mince. My husband simply like crushed it with a mallet. Yeah. There you go.
I put a garlic in a Ziploc and then I smashed it with a mallet. And I think you've seen me do it before.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our marinade. Simple. And then now we're gonna lay down the ribs, bone down as well.
Yes, on the side. On the side actually, or the boned up part. So here we go.
Okay.
If you're using chicken thighs, bone and jewel, you start on the bone side, bone down.
We're actually using chicken breast.
Boneless chicken breast.
Boneless.
Oh, okay,
So it doesn't matter.
In that sense, in that case, lady, please lower your temperature to 375.
And now today we have parts here, as you can see, that hardly have any bone. They're so small. So this will be so good. I can smell it.
This is our favorite, you
so
all.
good.
This is very good.
It kind of reminds you of adobo marinade, right? But it's not.
Not quite.
It's not that long either. That's the problem.
So there you go. Mine is at 425 degrees because I'm doing pork ribs. Julie's is at 375 degrees in the E-asy because she's doing chicken breasts. All right. So depending on the protein that you're using is the temperature. If we were using our E-asy for the salmon, then we should be using 350 degrees. Okay,
great.
So those two are going. What are we waiting on? How do we proceed here? We simply wait for that clicking sound.
For both.
For the ball to start clicking for both, okay? And when that happens, I'll show you what we'll do for the salmon and for the pork because we're doing it differently for each, okay? This is about to click, I can tell. Anyway, so here we go. Are we ready to do our soup? I heard we have a teen who's joining us today to learn how to make the egg drop soup. This is a lot of teens' favorite. Our son, I'm sorry, Mikael, I will tell on you. Whenever we go to a Chinese restaurant, he orders the whole bowl and eats that by himself.
As an appetizer.
You know the whole bowl that is meant to be for sharing, like for a family. My son eats the whole thing by himself. So he really likes this one. He's in for a treat. This will be his reward for helping us with the cameras. Ready?
Okay.
Proceeding to our Roy and Julie, our soup. Okay, here's what we're doing. Without preheating anything, okay? In your, whatever it is you're using, are you using your MP5 or, okay. In your MP5, you don't have to preheat or anything. Just, this is what you have to do. Put together your broth and your ginger, your ground ginger, okay? So here we need 6 cups of chicken broth, honey.
Do we have ginger?
Yeah, the ground ginger, it's right there. Ta-da!
Oh, powdered ginger.
Yeah, it's ground. It's powdered.
I thought I would have to do the mallet again with some fresh ginger.
No, it's not fresh. That's why it's ground.
I really thought literally I was gonna have to ground it.
Isn't it that when you say ground, it's immediately like, oh, it must not be fresh, right? Because it's ground.
What about ground beef? That's fresh.
Yeah, but not herbs. You never say ground.
Okay, so 6 cups of this.
Yes. 6 cups of your chicken broth.
Organic. chicken stock for us.
It smells so good. We're smelling like ginger in my, not
Okay,
ginger,
so what's the difference
garlic
between
in my
chicken
head.
broth and chicken stock?
A chicken stock is a lot more flavorful. When you do chicken, when you do stock, that's normally done with the bones of the chicken.
Okay, and apparently ours
So
is
6.
only 10 calories per cup. Isn't it amazing? So I don't know why I measured it when actually 1 box, 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. But
Right.
anyway, I did.
So real quick, I think you can see it in the camera. This one is starting to click. Our salmon, okay? So what I'm gonna do is this. We are simply going to not lower our temperature. It stays at medium, Roy, Julie, but you are going to open and crank your lid. Do you see? Like when we're doing our fried chicken, you crank your lid about 1 inch and let it boil on that side for like 5 minutes. And then we're going to turn it, flip it to the other side with the same temperature on your stovetop, medium heat, okay? So do you see this? I cranked it. Now, this one, my EOC though, is starting to click, 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 click. I'm not gonna open this. What I'm gonna do is here.
6 cups of broth plus 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger.
Right. Do you see this? I am simply going to flip this, okay? Do this with your chicken, please. Flip it to the other side. Don't lower your heat. Your temperature, with the same temperature, 375 with your breasts. Just put it on the other side like I'm doing. There you go. And then cover it once again. So this is how we're cooking it through first. Cover it once again without lowering your heat.
Okay, so I have my 6 cups here.
And 1/4 of ginger. Now,
Okay.
after combining your broth and your ground ginger, you're going to boil this then, okay? Again, at medium heat, we're going to wait for it to boil. This one, I have 3 more minutes. So 5 minutes, we have a lid open for a salmon. This is the difference. We open this up because with our salmon, that will cook so much faster. We are trying to evaporate as much of the marinade as possible. Because remember, even though my salmon is frozen, it will not take long to cook my salmon. On the other hand, this one, I am cooking it like I'm baking it. All right, do you see that, Julie and Roy? That's why the lid is completely on for now, because we're trying to cook through the chicken or the ribs.
So how many minutes for this one?
About 5 more minutes to cook it through before we start evaporating the liquid or the marinade in it.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. The beauty of this one, I don't know if you're familiar, but I've never cooked salmon before Saladmaster from frozen steak. I just have not been ever be able to do that. I don't think it would have been possible prior to Saladmaster. See, it's cooking beautifully. I only have like 3 more minutes in my salmon, and then I will flip it to the other side. Okay. I did 5 minutes with it open like this, Jewel and Roy. So now we're just waiting on this to boil. And this is gonna be fast. As soon as it boils, we're turning it off.
Easy peasy today, folks.
All right. So while we're waiting for this to boil, here's what we can do. Grab a bowl and start beating your eggs. Because when we put in our eggs here later, it has to be completely beaten. Here we go, honey.
Okay, hi to Mom Zerda. Thanks for joining us, Mom.
Hi, Tita.
I know you have your Saladmaster set. I hope you could join us.
Oh, you and Mary should
days.
cook with us one Sunday. Okay.
Same to Ninang Mila from Dumaguete. Hello, thanks for joining us. And Anna Vince Nashon. So
hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. What did you say I was going to
All
do?
right, we are going to beat our eggs in the meantime.
Okay.
So grab a bowl, there you go. And we did say how many eggs? 4 pieces, but you can go as much as 6, Roy and Julie. If you're thinking, okay, each serving will be about a cup. If you want to go 1 egg per cup, you can go as much as 6 eggs, okay? I think that's what I want to do because our kids, they love eggs. So instead of 4 eggs, we're going to do 6.
Okay. So this is 1.5 quart mixing bowl, also by Saladmaster. In case you're curious, Saladmaster also has accessories. So it's not just the pots and pans. So you can complete your whole like kitchenware.
Yes. Oh, honey, you can just you could have just cracked it on the side.
Oh, I'm old school.
All right, so 6. And then your eggs is what you're going to season with salt and pepper. Okay? If you want to season the eggs with salt and pepper, you may do so. For us, I will not use pepper. I don't want pepper, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You can simply add pepper when we're eating the soup.
Yes,
right?
but if you want to do that for you, Roy and Julie, you can go ahead and do that. So it's the eggs for seasoning, all right? Okay, my 5 minutes with the salmon on one side is done. Here's what I'm doing. I'm flipping my frozen salmon. Mikael, can we please show this? You saw us do this from frozen steak. Look at that. It's cooking beautifully. And it's no longer frozen. I'll show you later how the inside has turned out. Let me just flip this. After I flip the salmon, because it was frozen, Jewel, Roy, this is when you can lower your temperature after you flip it, okay? Because remember, this is still on medium. I did not lower it. This time, I'm going to lower it just a little bit below medium and still leave it open. And I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. There you go.
So I
5
think
more
we're still in the
minutes.
same camera. We can show them. That's what it looks like.
There.
Okay, you can see it's no longer frozen.
So wait, did you guys say flip the chicken?
No, I flipped the salmon.
Oh, salmon, okay.
So now, this one is almost done as well. Here's what I'm gonna do. You see this? It's kind of like boiling rapidly. What I'm gonna do next is here. I'm gonna put it on the side. I'm gonna doing this a little bit differently because I'm doing ribs, Roy and Julie. For your chicken, you don't have to do this anymore. What you need to do this time, if you're done with 5 minutes on one side after you flipped it.
Yeah, can we change to the other camera, Kuya? Thank you.
All
there
right.
you go.
I'm flipping it a 3rd time to go to the other side, okay? This time, I'm lowering my temperature to 400 degrees. All right? And I am now leaving this one open. Do you see this? It's cranked about 1 inch. So I just did that with my EOC. Now you can do the same thing for your EOC, Roy and Jewel. So I cranked it. Now it's 400 for me. You have to lower it because you're doing chicken to 350.
You don't have to flip it anymore, right?
You don't have to flip it anymore because now what we're doing is we're going to try to evaporate as much of the marinade and brown your chicken. All right? That's why I opened this. See? 1 inch. You do the same thing for your EOC. How long will you do that for? Honestly, this is where it depends on how brown or how dry you would want it to be with the marinade. If you want it a little bit saucy, like Tiwanda always does, then you can stop when you feel like, oops, I want that much sauce left there, okay? Because the point is you've already cooked enough your meat with your lid on earlier. Does that make sense? Okay, so here, I'm just gonna watch this with my cover open. And realistically, that's going to be around 10 minutes on every side. So I'm gonna keep turning it. or maybe 8 minutes because we don't have much time during the class.
So we're
okay,
gonna
we'll
reach
keep
over here
rotating.
to get our salt. In case you're wondering, for 6 eggs, I am going to do 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
1/4. Okay, we're seasoning our eggs, you all, and we're still waiting on our broth and ginger, ground ginger, to cook. Is it cooking?
It's not getting hot.
Our stove may be funky. Uh-oh, I don't think it's working. Is it working?
The light is on. Okay, just so that we could expedite the heating of the soup, I'm gonna move it over to our stove top. I'll bring it back here when I add the egg.
All right. Sorry, y'all. We always have certain challenges whenever we use this one burner cooktop. We did not want to use our induction cooktop like we used to, because you know how there's a fan underneath and you all can hear us because it kind of distorts the sound.
Okay, so our soup should be boiling soon because it doesn't take that long whenever it's on our regular stove top.
All right, perfect. So look, our salmon is almost done. I only need 2 more minutes on this one. Okay. So the beauty of this salmon, let me tell you, whenever we have leftover like this, my daughter loves this. The last time I cooked this, she was like circling me around. She was waiting for it to be done because she really likes this. Whenever we have this is left over, you know what I do with it? I shred it to Wanda with the salmon.
We flake it, yeah. We
flake it, then shred it, and then we use it for fried rice. Okay, so what do we add to do this with fried rice? We do onions. You can do fresh or powdered onion.
Or you could do the green onions too.
Actually, yeah, that's whether or not you do the green onions, you need onion. Okay, you do need onion. You will not taste as good. The green onion will be more for garnishing in the end. So you can either do fresh minced onions or powdered onion, rice, some eggs, scrambled eggs, a little bit of soy sauce, a very tiny bit of sesame oil, and this leftover salmon. Oh, phenomenal. It is so good. We eat that type of fried rice in Japanese restaurants.
Right. You know where you get usually the ramen restaurants, if they have a few rice dishes, they'll have salmon rice, but it's the same way, you know.
Right.
So we don't mind cooking a little bit of extra salmon.
Every time. So every time I make this dish, there's always leftover.
I'm sure
so
we
can
will,
use it for
because we have
fried
2
rice.
kinds of meat, right?
Yeah, today. Yeah. All right. Is it clicking? It was clicking. I heard it click.
Yeah, it's getting one.
All right. Roy and Julie, how are you? Ooh, our salmon is done. My timer just went off. Is that correct? Here we go. Let me show you how the salmon turned out. Okay. It is so brown and nice. Here. Yum. Remember, this was frozen, right? Now, let me put it in a small dish, in a small saucer. And I'm gonna, here we go, just so I can show you, Mikael. There you go. Thank you, my love. And I'm gonna slice or cut through one of them, okay? Let's do the thickest one here. If you were not with us earlier, everybody who was with us earlier, they saw that this was frozen. I'm gonna put some of the sauce on top. Look. You see this, Roy? Perfectly cooked salmon that we did from frozen steak.
Okay, maybe we could change camera to the other
That
one.
will be so good for fried rice that's left over. Okay? Ta-da!
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Kuya. Can you show it also on this other camera by the, here. This one? There. This is clearer. Obviously, this is a newer iPad. But you'll see how golden brown the salmon is and on the inside there.
Right.
It's like juicy. Obviously, it's no longer frozen. It's perfect for serving. Okay, thank you, Kuya.
Okay, so here's what's happening. Roy and Julie, is your soup okay? It's boiling now. Is your soup boiling? Here, I'm just trying to dry this off a little more. Okay, now here's what you're gonna do. Turn it off completely. And what I need you to do is, again, in another bowl, mix together your soy sauce and your cornstarch. Honey,
okay,
please mix your soy sauce. Okay. Yes, mix the soy sauce and the cornstarch. Oh, don't turn off the soup, okay? Don't turn it off. Okay, mix the soy sauce and cornstarch.
Okay, how much soy sauce?
I said 1 tablespoonful of soy sauce, didn't I? Yes. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch.
One?
Yes.
Even though we have 6 cups?
Yes.
Okay, 1 tablespoon and
1 tablespoon of cornstarch. In our case, we're using arrowroot as always. This is what I always have at home.
1 tablespoon?
Yes. And then that mixture you're gonna put into your broth that's boiling. We're gonna thicken it, our soup, we're gonna thicken it a little bit and boil it for 3 minutes after we add the mixture of soy sauce and cornstarch. All right?
Hey, Marvs.
Yes.
On the EOC, it's it's starting to caramelize. Should I turn it off?
Yes. If you guys are okay with the way that it's browned, you're done. So this is really to your taste, Roy, depending on how much sauce you want left. Okay?
Yeah, we have a lot, quite a bit. You saw our sauces, quite a bit. Okay, this cornstarch easily emulsifies.
Yes. We have to put it in and then thicken our soup at this point. Do you want to move it here?
Yeah,
no?
You can move it here.
Okay. But all right, this is our salmon. Wow. I'm going to do a short video of this one, you all, because I want to turn this into a video.
You can show this soup. There. All right. You can see it's still boiling, even though it's just placed in this hot plate because it was from the stovetop. All right. I'm adding my 1 tablespoon of soy sauce with the cornstarch to thicken the broth.
There you go.
When do we add the egg?
In a little bit. Okay, so you will thicken your soup for about 3 minutes. When it's thick enough, you're going to turn it off and you're going to add the sesame oil and then the eggs. Okay?
Okay. Hi, Ferdy, Aleli Acosta, and G. Salvador. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
We're doing our egg drop soup. After reaching boiling point, we added our soy sauce and our cornstarch.
Mixed beforehand.
I'm trying to thicken it now.
Right. I'm gonna grab some scallions so we can garnish our soup.
Okay. I need a timer for my 3 minutes.
Go ahead. You don't have to time it, honey. Just thicken it according to your preference.
Oh, and yes, of course, it's egg drop. People who just joined us. I have my 6 eggs here.
It's normally 4.
1 egg is to 1 cup for my egg drop soup. But most people do 4 eggs is to 6 cups.
For every 1.5 cups of broth.
Yeah. So it's like 1 is to 1.5. But if you want your egg drop soup thicker and a lot more egg, then adjust the ratio.
All right. I do have our green onions.
I could see that
our soup.
The Tomare household is busy.
Almost done, huh? Okay, so our soup is thickening. Is your soup thickening, Roy? Here we go.
Yes. Okay. Ours isn't yet. I need a minute more.
Okay. So see, we're done with the salmon. Did you see how fast that salmon was? Tiwanda, right? Bam, 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 bam.
Hello,
And
Juanita.
it was frozen.
Juanita Canada. I like
Hey.
the last name. And Gina Prudential.
Hi,
Thank you for
Gina.
joining.
Here we go. Mikael, can we please show our ribs real quick? So for those of you who just joined us, I'm using the same marinade that we used for the salmon, but this time on the E-asy. Oops, is it saying low battery again? There we go. Let's see if it will come up again. Sorry, everybody, my iPad on this side is actually low in battery.
There. Yes.
There you go. So I'm using the same marinade to cook our ribs in, but it's also in the E-asy. So this has been cooking for quite a bit now. I'm just now at this point evaporating as much of the sauce, okay? Cooking through. And I'm turning it every like 5 minutes. And my E-asy is at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. There you go. Ribs that is so yummy. Gina, you should cook with us one of these days.
Okay, I want my soup thicker. Do I need to add more cornstarch?
You want, okay, you can add a little bit more cornstarch.
But I need to dissolve it before I put it in, right?
Right.
Okay, people, my soup isn't as thick as I want it to be, so I'm gonna add more cornstarch. Just
look, our salmon with further caramelization. Do you want to see? Mikael, do you want to show them? You all, this is like salmon teriyaki. It is phenomenal. You should try this. There we go. Thank you, my love. Okie dokes.
okay.
He's trying to thicken
Yeah,
his
I
soup.
added just a teaspoonful.
Okay, so while you're trying to thicken your soup, Roy and Julie, if you feel like it's not as flavorful as you want to, then feel free to adjust the amount of salt, okay, and pepper. So you always do that to your taste if you feel like you need to do that. Okie dokes.
Okay. Oh, you know why? Because apparently this stove does not heat, right?
Yeah, it doesn't heat properly. Maybe you should use this one, honey.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe that's why it's not thick
There's
enough.
something wrong with this other stove. Sorry, you all. Yep,
maybe,
it's
maybe that was the reason why my soup wasn't thickening.
And then now because he added so much cornstarch in it. Now it's going to be like, it's so thick.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Welcome to 7 with Chad Marvie, where we cook real time and adjust things real time.
All right. So I'm going to keep just turning this. It's still at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you see this? My meat is starting to like come off the bone. So what I'm going to do at this point from 400, I'm going to lower my temperature, okay? Because my sauce is almost gone, yeah. Okay? I'm going to do 350 at this point, from 400 to 350. Is your chicken done, Roy? I think you're done, right? Your chicken is to your liking?
I turned it off already.
Oh, I cannot wait to see how it turned out. Right, I'm going all the way to 325. Tawanda, do you see this? Darren's gonna want some.
So easy though, T. You could just, even though you didn't join us today, if you want some spare ribs, we have some spare ribs. Come over. They're semi-frozen right at this point.
There we go. So I lowered my temperature at this point to 325. So Saladmaster owners, especially if you have the E-asy, understand this. Whenever you want to kind of brown whatever it is you're cooking, you want to do that by simply cranking your lid open, okay? And then the temperature that you set your E-asy on will depend on how cooked your food already is. So in this manner, I want it to be a little bit more brown and cooked, but I don't want it burnt on the outside. So I brought down my temperature all the way to 325. But I want my sauce to caramelize even further. Unlike Tiwanda, I like this one without sauce, but completely caramelized. Right? And then you hold your rib and you eat it like that.
Okay, my
Dry,
sauce is
but brown.
my soup is thick enough now.
There you go. So when your soup is thick enough, okay, after boiling it for about 3 minutes, you now can turn off your stovetop completely. Turn it off. And then Julie, after turning off your stovetop with your soup, this is when you add your sesame oil. All right? Add the sesame oil, please.
How much?
1/4 teaspoon. Now, this is 1 teaspoon actually. Your sesame oil is always to your liking as well. So 1 teaspoon for this recipe is the base. If you want a little more, feel free to add a little more. But I will always mention this. Please add your sesame oil when your stove is already off and your whatever you're boiling is no longer boiling, okay, without the heat on. Give it a whisk a little bit. Now, honey, please try if you want to add some more stuff. And then we're going to add in a slow stream. Now we're going to add our eggs, okay? In a slow stream, add our eggs.
Okay. So if you guys remember, I only used 1/4 teaspoon of salt, no pepper.
And it's perfect.
Yeah, and it's good. The ratio is good for us, for my taste bud.
All right, now we're gonna add this in a slow stream. And you don't have to mix it again anymore. Just add it in a slow stream, like in the circular from the outer inward. Okay?
Try my best.
Slow, honey. Control. Yum! Look at these ribs.
I want to whisk it. We can?
You don't have to, but it's not like it's a crime to do so.
There, done. I want to whisk it, but it looks good. It not only looks good, but
he's fighting the urge to whisk it.
I want to whisk it.
You don't have to, but okay.
Just very slowly. Ha! It looks like egg drop soup, people.
All right, now here, garnish it with your scallion. Where's your scissors?
I don't know. Okay. I don't need my Saladmaster scissors for this because this is just a leaf.
Oh.
Ha! The soup looks so good, folks. I can't wait to show you.
Okay, so this is a very simple kind of soup that even your teens can make. My son, who actually watched us make this today, since this is your favorite, see how easy it is? You can make this on your own. Mikael?
Save your $10, Kuya. Just make your own soup. We have all the ingredients.
Yes. All right. So at this point, Roy and Julie, if you're curious, look at my ribs. Mikael, can you please show Roy and Julie my ribs? Look at this. I am really wanting it brown. Do you see this, Roy and Jewel? Look at that.
Looks perfect. And
it will be so good, you all. Roy, you're going to wish you made some pork ribs. I'm reading your mind. Aren't you thinking that right now, Roy?
Look how golden brown it is. And while the camera's there, okay, I'm going to show you our egg drop soup. There, see that?
There's our egg drop soup.
Can you whisk it so that they can see?
No, it's okay, honey.
Okay.
Just plate it, put it in some bowl.
Okay, I'm so excited to show you.
Now, here we go. Try to taste. Maybe you should bring your son in here. Mikael, come here. He will be our...
camera ready?
Come on, Mikael. Come here. You can leave your post and come here. I want you to taste this. Come here, big boy. Big guy.
Putting our son on the spot.
Yeah, here. Give him a spoon, please. because he's the one who has this as his favorite. Come here. Try it, please.
So introducing, this is our eldest son. Mick.
He's our cameraman. Taste it and
You have to
then
blow it
be
first.
honest. I want you to tell me if it's good.
Really hot. Be careful.
So Roy and Julie, this is like a reality show. This is real time, unplanned. If he says it's not good.
So?
Are you sure? Oh, he's our airdrop soup monster. That's why he had to try it. Thank you, my love.
Thank you.
Really? For real? Let me see. Oh man, that is so good.
Yeah, the flavor is good. I'm gonna add pepper to mine.
It is so good. Roy, have you tried the soup? I know that between you and Julie, you're the soup guy. Can you try it? Tell me how you like it, please.
We'll have to spotlight tomatoes here in a minute. Okay, I guess we're gonna plate our salmon and ribs. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Okay,
We only have 7 minutes on the clock.
Serve our meat with a cup of rice. Okay,
There
Roy,
you
you're
go.
back. How was your soup, bro?
Did you try it? It's really good. Perfect. Now here's our ribs. I wish you were here to taste this, Roy. Look at that.
Okay, I got distracted.
And it was half frozen, Jewel. Tanawa ni Jewel. I just spoke in a dialect, you all. That is a Cebuano dialect. There you go. So if you are ready with your chicken, we are going to move the camera to you all right now, Roy and Julie. As always, tell us what you think. Please give it a try and tell us what you think. There we go. The soup is so good, everyone. Tiwanda, I think your family will love this, for real. You know what? You can come. I'll give you a cup.
We'll give you some raw
So you can try. All right, Mikael, can we please put the Roy and Julie on the spotlight so we can see? How do you like it, Jewel? With a bit of apple cider or vinegar in it. Did you put some vinegar? Yeah.
It's so good. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. It's really yummy, right? The simplest marinade ever. There you go. How do you like the soup, Jewel?
Lame.
Try it.
Eating.
There you go. Oh man, I'm so excited to have dinner.
And here's our salmon. And see, this is how I plated it. Trying to be nice here.
As like Roy and Julie.
No pressure because Roy and Julie always plate their stuff so well.
Look at that. Look at the ribs. Don't get too much. I'm going to take a video as always. Here we go, honey. There.
Okay. And then you have your soup. All right, we're good here. Dinner's ready. Viewers of 7 with Chad Marvie.
Right.
1 cup of rice with a slice of salmon and 2 ribs. And
right.
a cup of egg drop soup. Perfect.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So there you go, everybody. Our very simple 3-ingredient marinade that you can tweak very easily, okay? We just showed you how we did it with 2 different kinds of protein. And next week, we're doing another redo, okay? Because this is a dish that we did a few months back, but because we're trying to compile, like we mentioned last week, our dishes that are our favorite, that only have 7 ingredients or less. Next Sunday, calling on our friend Chrissy Fischetti. I'll mention this to her as well because she really liked the Mexican casserole I made one time. We are going to make the Mexican casserole again this coming weekend, Tuwanda. Have you done it with us? Not yet. Okay, so we're going to do it again. It's phenomenal, everybody, and it has only 7 ingredients, okay? It's so good. So we're doing that in what soup?
We could do a Mediterranean soup, I guess.
Okay, our soup is to be announced. We will decide which one we're going to show you, okay?
Okay, I'm going to taste the ribs now. Sarap.
It's really good, you all. Tawanda, come on over, okay? So there you go. We are so early today. We have 3 more minutes on the clock. But once again, thank you for dropping by if you happen to have passed by earlier. But again, please join us every Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Cook with us and then have a yummy dinner like we're going to have now, all right? Thank you, Aunt Anita. Is that her name? Anita? Okay. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. We hope to see you again, okay? Bye, everybody.
Enjoy your Sunday dinner. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.